Stop chasing, man. Y'all get on in here. What's going on with y'all? My bad for the lateness, y'all. My bad. I know we 30 minutes behind. But here we are. I see we already got 14 likes, 15 likes. As y'all come in, do me a favor and doop, hit the like button. Real easy, all right? We are live again. I do apologize for being tardy, but better late than never, all right? I know they're going to say better late is never late is better, but here I am, all right? Good to see y'all. How y'all feeling, man? Who we got up in here? I'm sorry I made y'all wait. Who we got up in here? What's up? What's up? Shantae, how you feeling? Oh, no, this is, okay, I don't know what this is doing. I think this is pulling from this is from a previous joint. Okay, there we go. Forever Free, how you feeling? You say you're grateful for everything and you would like to close green today. Oracle, please. There we go. I got you. Forever Free, I got you. Don't worry about it, all right? And we're going to make sure you get green. All right, Jacusa, what's going on? No, always, Jacusa. Thanks for being here. Best Beezy, what up, man? How you feeling? Liz, what's going on? Dr. Natalie, good to see you. Liz said Microsoft and now. Let's do it. Can't find it. Okay. Blessings. Peace. CD, what up? Reese, what's going on? Yes, thank God it's Friday. Okay, I'm looking at all y'all. I'm looking at all y'all posts that was probably coming from earlier before y'all realized that I was running late. I'm feeling good. Grateful for the health and strength of family. Love that. Yeah. She said you pushing the issue on time. Hey, volunteer to trade for the weekend. Yeah. I got y'all. Don't worry. QTZ, what up? I am back. What up? Kendra, how you feeling? All right, Terrence, what's going on, man? Tim, what's going on, man? Q in the building. K, what up? Tony, what's going on? Terrence, Jamie, y'all in here. All right, let's get it. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get the disclosures out the way. For all those who are new, welcome. Again, my bad for being late. Normally it's 5 a.m. Don't get used to the 5:30 a.m. On the West Coast, 8 o'clock East Coast, 8:30. Don't get used to the 8:30. All right, I'm usually going to be here at 5, maybe 5 or 7 minutes grace period. All right, but at 5:30, I'm running extremely behind. So let's get into it. Before I go in, y'all got to understand that I am not a financial advisor, so anything that I discuss on this broadcast is not financial advice. All right, I can only do this for entertainment purposes and informational, educational purposes only. All right, I'm not telling you to go get into anything. If you decide to get into it, you're doing it based off your own research and due diligence. All right, you're using your own brain and deciding that, hey, whatever my name is, am getting into this stock. All right, any results that I discuss about what I get or about what somebody in TPC gets are not typical. All right, they vary from person to person, and it's not guaranteed. All right, so as long as you guys understand that, we are good. We're going to jump into, directly into this. Of course, I want to set the intention that today is a beautiful day. I want y'all to understand that today you could learn something or hear something or even feel something that completely changes your perspective and allows you to start thinking thoughts and seeing things for yourself that you did not see the previous day. All right, it can change just like that. All right. Also, I want to say I'm grateful to be here with y'all. I'm grateful to have people waking up with me every morning and going through this. This I want to call it a ritual, low key, of just like going over the market and seeing how we can get money in in the morning. All right. So shout out to all y'all. Shantae, I see you. D Goods, what's going on? Genesis, good to see you. All right, let's get into it, y'all. We about to flip to these charts. I'm gonna start off with Palantir because that's a big one. All right, again, as y'all come in, man, y'all know what to do. Hit that like button. All right, new people, shout out to y'all. You got a nice little broadcast ahead. Here we go. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna go straight into Palantir. Palantir, I signaled yesterday, and I'll show you guys this. I'll go into the Benzie callouts. Benzie, that's me for those who are not in TPC. All right. The 186 call September 11th, right? September 11th, 9/11. All right. I always do that. If so I know I called it super late. This is 12:59. How is most people gonna get it? I get it. But I did talk about it throughout the day. I did let y'all know when I was on the broadcast, like if it closes bullish outside of the bull flag, then we were gonna take it. All right. Beautiful thing is sometimes a stock doesn't blast off overnight, so you still have the opportunity the next day to get it. Let's flip back. That's what's going on with Palantir. Palantir didn't gap up, so it's not gone. It's still low key at the gas station. It's kind of like procrastinating. It's like it's at the gas station and it didn't just gas up and leave. It's like in the aisle looking for like snacks and shit. It's looking for road snacks right now. So you can still catch this ride. All right. We closed bullish yesterday. Where are we looking to take Palantir? We are looking to take Palantir into the close of this fair value gap first, 188.50. First level, write that down. 188.50, first level that we're looking to get to. That's the first target. The next target is going to be 192.25. Write that down. All right. Target 1, target 2. And then the final target is going to be up here around 198.48, 198.50. But really, it's the $200 psychological level. That's going to be the third and final target. All right. Palantir, what we're going to be looking for today is not just getting into it as soon as the market opens, but seeing if we get a little bit of a pullback. If it pulls back super hard, just be patient for a second, because what it may be trying to do is do a quick retest of the flag. If it pulls back and then it fails, and we can drop down to like a time frame that is not a super short time frame, like a 5 or a 10 minute, but something like 15 or 30 that shows that it is reversing and wanting to head back to the upside, we could have got the pullback early and then we get the move from there. A lot of times, like the first move in the market is not necessarily what's about to happen. There's always a pullback period, with about a half hour into the market. All right, about a half hour into the market. All right. So we're waiting for that pullback. We want to see the pullback and then it fail the downside, and then show that it wants to go back up, and then we will enter into those swings out to September 11th. All right. So this play is still very, 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 very much in play. All right. So Palantir, I like it a lot. All right. Let's go to I saw now on the list. Let's go to now. And we're going to run through these, y'all. And we're not rushing, right? When you've been doing this so long, you're able to quickly identify what's going on with something. So we're going to go now. All right. Now looks good. Now I had a failed 2D on on Wednesday, and then yesterday it had a really strong day. All right, I don't know why this is not displaying over here in this right hand corner. That's very weird. I don't know what's going on over here, but anyway, it's right up here at this swing high, right? This is a really important level because it is a range that that now has been in for a while, right? As you can see. Now has, kind of like been in this area, for quite some time. If we can get a closure above here, then we have all these fair value gaps up here to fill, right? So what I'll be looking for is continuation into these fair value gaps. I believe we could probably get about 2 of them. They're so small. We could probably get about 2 of them. So I'll be looking for a 148 target. Once we break above 139.60, I'd be looking for a 148 target on a swing. Right? I'm sorry. We'll actually go like this. because there's a fair value gap right here. So once it breaks above this previous high, the first thing it's going to want to do is fill this fair value gap right here up to about 141.65. All right, it gets through that. It's going to come test this fair value gap and start to make its way through that. All right, so we could place our first target at 141, about 141.38. All right, the next one we could place at 143.70, and then the next one can be at 146.17, right? So we're just going to these first two fair value gaps. Now, this can, excuse me, now can fill all of these. But what I want you to understand is, like, when I'm looking on the daily, I'm giving you guys a target. I'm giving you targets for the shorter term, and then I'm going to give you targets for the longer term. All right, so if you were swinging in the shorter term, meaning like a few weeks or under, it, you want to just 1 to 2 of these fair value gaps is a good enough movement for that time frame. It could absolutely go further. Like when we come out here, you see where it's falling from. We don't have a real major resistance until 189, 188 up here at this bearish order block. So when it breaks through this level right here, which is right here flirting with, it has room to run all the way up here. It just may take a little more time than just a couple of weeks, right? It could go, because what can happen is it could break out, it could pull back. So many different things can happen in the market to cause this to not be a straight line back up, okay? I'm not saying it will take as long as it took to fall. It'll probably be a fraction of that time, but it still could take a little bit of time depending on like where it wants to pull back and stuff like that. So again, at the break of this, I like these first couple of fair value gaps, swung out to like September 11th or whatever, the 18th, right? I think that'll be a good move. And then from there, we take those profits and we can reassess. The beautiful thing about a swing is, even though I'm calling these targets right here conservatively, because they are pretty close in movement or distance, right? Even though I'm calling these areas as targets, they could still hit, one of these fair value gaps in that same time frame. So then you just end up with more money than you expected. All right, but I don't want you guys to be trying to target all the way up here and looking at this bearish order block if you're not putting your your expiration date out far enough. All right, so if we're talking about 3 weeks and under, you want to be looking at these fair value gaps right here as targets, not up here at the bearish order block, or not this fair value gap up here. All right, so in this area is where you're going to be looking to target, not up here. Again, if you're looking for something beyond that 3 weeks, something that's getting more into medium term territory, then absolutely you could go for these targets up here. All right. All right, let's see what else we had. Again, as y'all come in, man, hit that like button. Again, appreciate y'all rocking with me. Got in here a little bit late, but we getting to it. All right. Candy, how you feeling over there? Davita, what's going on? You said grateful for your humor. Politics coming to the Alpha Snacks. I appreciate somebody understanding the dryness of my humor. Nat, what's going on? You said you actually like who does that because it filled a couple more contracts. Yep. Okay, beautiful. I got Apple for you. I do Apple. You said also keep in mind that September 18th is OPEX. Good note, Nat. Good note. So we would definitely consider that when choosing expiration dates. Cause y'all know how the stocks behave during that time. I'm trying to see what y'all got. Okay, so we did now. All right, so we're gonna do Apple. Let's look at Apple real quick. What time is it? Okay, we making good time, yo. We making up for lost time. All right, here we go. Oh yeah. Yeah. You're right. We could possibly retest last week's highs. I wouldn't be surprised if Apple went on like a $3 to $5 run today. I wouldn't be surprised if Apple went on a $3 to $5 run today. All right, I do like it on the week. Let's look at it on the 4 hour real quick. Yeah. So what we're going to be looking for Apple is this, right? We got this huge fair value gap right here on the 4 hour. So I'm gonna mark a couple levels. I'm gonna mark a couple levels right here, and y'all mark this level on the 4 hour. Mark this level right here at 320.28, and then we're gonna mark another level. That's probably about a third of the way through the fair value gap. And this is the completion of the fair value gap right here. This will be the fill of the fair value gap right here. Yeah, I believe that's it. Hold up. Yeah, that's it right there. So it's about 331. All right. So again, initially, Apple could run $4 or $5 and get to this first point right here. But what's going to open the door even more is it breaking through this area right here. If it can break through 320, I would say 320.50. It's about 320 and 30 cent. But let's say 320.50. If it can break through that area, then we have a open season opportunity. All right. So intraday, you could find an opportunity to catch Apple for a few dollars, right? I would watch this, anywhere from the 5 minute through the hourly, right? But the biggest opportunity is going to come when it crosses over 320.28. This could be an incredible swing opportunity, and you target $31. You're talking about getting about $11 out of it once it goes here. Again, y'all know, like we just the other day we caught scalps on Palantir, and then we got the swing on Palantir. There's a lot of things that give you the scalp opportunity that lead to the swing opportunity. Sometimes you need a bullish confirmation. So if you're counting on that day to be the bullish confirmation based off your technicals, then you could catch it's like a little appetizer before the meal. You know what I mean? And again, it's not about being greedy, but look, you go to a spot, you know what I'm saying? You might want a little something before the meal. So that's how I look at scalps. This is the real trade right here, though. The real trade is when we get above this level 320.50. When we get above that, we have a clean shot to about 331 to fill the rest of this fair value gap. So I really like that on Apple. That's what I'll be watching for. But again, we could get a quick scalp up to 320, depending on how Apple does in the first hour or so of the market. All right. So I'll be watching for that. Again, the biggest reward to risk is going to be once it breaks. But if you are looking for a scalp opportunity, it has to get there in order for us to to get into it. So there may be an opportunity on the way that you can catch as well. So I do like Apple. I do like Apple as a trade today. All right. 0 DTE and swing. Yep, exactly. You said you got in yesterday on a bullish one candle and one. Yeah. So how are you on that? What's your what are you looking like profit wise? All right, we're gonna go Cisco and we're gonna go Oracle. All right, Cisco. Cisco, again, so to me, the better move when I see y'all gotta see something real quick. When you see a bearish order block and a bullish order block in a low key, like in a little sandwich like that, you gotta understand that the meat is gonna be a consolidation, right? The meat is gonna be a consolidation. That's gonna be stocks trying to figure out which direction until one of these buyers or sellers win out. Okay? So for me, I don't like to buy into traffic like that. I don't like to be like, oh, I'm going to just get into it and just hope that it breaks through this bearish order block. It can, but guess what? I have a much better trade when it breaks through this order block up here at 116, because now I got this fair value gap and this actual overnight gap to fill. So I got this huge fair value gap and this overnight gap right here to fill once it finally breaks this level. All right. So Cisco could be cool. It looks like it's up slightly in the pre-market. But I don't see anything that is like super attractive about this until it breaks above this 116 level. All right. So if it can get above 116, whenever that comes, it doesn't have to happen today. But if it happens next week, I will absolutely be interested in, in taking this up in this area right here. Again, y'all, we're not trying to force any trade. We're not trying to get into something, for the sake of it or because of its name or because of some sort of news or whatever. We want to make sure that those technicals are always sound. All right, we got to make sure those technicals are always sound. It's also still under this 21 right here, so it's in bearish territory. Even though it just bounced on this order block right here, it hasn't gotten out of this little consolidation, right? This little range right here. So I'm not liking it. I'm not trusting that today is going to be the magical day that it pops out. All right. So for Cisco, I would just wait until it gets above 116. Real simple. All right. Again, as y'all come in, man, do me a favor and hit that like button. All right. That's the only thing I ever ask from y'all. I appreciate it. All right, it helps the channel out tremendously. It helps it get to people who are trying to, develop their trading career. All right, let's see. I could do NVIDIA and Microsoft, but Oracle was next, right? So I do Oracle and then NVIDIA and Microsoft, and then I flip back to y'all, and then we're gonna get to this market. All right, we're gonna jump in the Prosperity Collective, which leads me to say, y'all, like if you're not in the Prosperity Collective, man. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you go and just read what people are saying about it. All right, go check it out. You landed here on this video for a reason. You probably, you could be a person who landed here for the first time, and welcome, by the way, right? You could be somebody who's just kind of been a fly on the wall for the past few weeks, and you've been kind of thinking about it and stuff like that. Look, this is how I look at things, right? Hesitation and procrastination is not you embodying your God body, right? That's not you moving in the spirit of knowingness, right? Now, sometimes you may move in that spirit and then you might find out that something is not for you, right? But your answers do not come in a state of indecision or confusion or procrastination. So sometimes you have to just take an action in order to get what it is that you need. It's no way I'm gonna know if I can fly if I don't test my wings out. You know what I'm saying? If I don't jump, I'm not gonna know I'm not gonna know what type of power I have or what type of support is there for me or what type of opportunities lie on the other side that I can't even fathom. All right. So the link is in the description of this video and all my videos. If it resonates, check it out. All right. So Oracle, y'all know we've been buying up shares of Oracle. I love it. I think that this is like a version of a reverse Head and Shoulders. We are technically outside of this bull flag area that we drew right here, this pullback. It didn't close with major conviction, but it did test the downside and it failed it, and it did push back up. So I do like that it's still holding outside of this flag. Now, if we can start to push and get above this level right here, y'all write this down. This level at 159.12, If we can get above that, y'all see clearly what Oracle can do. All right. Again, I'm in the shares, and I'm still buying up shares because I just know the future of Oracle. Right. So it's something that I do. That's like weekly shopping for me. You know what I'm saying? Let me go a little bit more. Matter of fact, it's Friday. Let me go get a little bit more Oracle. All right. I might throw some more on there today. All right. But again, from a trading perspective, an options trading perspective, what you want to see is it get above 159.12. And now you have these fair value gaps right here that it's going to inevitably come and clean up. We got the 200 sitting right here acting as a magnet ready to just pull this level or pull this stock price up to it. Okay. So again, 159.12 to me is a better breaking point for entry. However, we could get some sort of push because we are outside of this pullback. All right, so the trend has changed, and there has been a break of this flag right here. So again, we gotta be patient and watch the price action because we didn't get a super bullish close yesterday, but we did get a failure to go lower and a push up. So we have to just kind of like sit back and watch price action. If you feel like you're rushing, y'all, if you feel like you're rushing to try to take a play, this is why I always give you like a scalp, and then I give you like the bigger play. For a more skilled and precise trader, you might be able to catch the scalp in the process of it coming up to the level that it has to break. That's not for everyone. If you want to make money and you don't want to be super like on the charts and locked in, you set your alert at 159.12, or you can set it slightly lower to know that it's approaching that. So by the time it gets there and crosses, you're able to go ahead and take your entries and target the top of this fair value gap up here at about 164. All right. These are swing trades right here. We're looking on a daily. This is how you get your bankroll up. All right. The scalps is just going to take longer. I'm not saying that you can't get scalps, but when the swing opportunities present themselves, you want to make sure that you're knowing the levels, you're knowing where it's at. When it breaks here, that will absolutely be an opportunity for a swing. All right. Because if we're looking at it from the perspective of being an inverted head and shoulders, right, or some version of that, this is the neckline, right? This is the swing high. This is where it has to break in order to run free and correct these inefficiencies right here. All right. So Oracle looks really clean to me above 159.12. But again, if you got precision and you have that level of skill, you may be able to scalp it on the way to that breach. All right. So that's Oracle. Again, man, I appreciate all y'all being here this morning. Again, I apologize for being late, but we here. All right, so that's Oracle. APP is not A. Okay, my bad, Liz. Thank you. I thought y'all was saying Apple. Y'all talking about this right here? Cause look, look. Sometimes y'all be getting the tickers wrong. You talk about APP. Sometimes y'all be putting APP, and then I go to something, and I'm like, oh, that's not the one. I meant to say this. I'm like, all right, I'm just assuming y'all talking about Apple. But APP, I don't even trade this. But here we are. Let's see. Just on first glance, y'all, it's in a major downtrend. What time is it? Almost 6 o'clock. All right. It's in a major downtrend. Y'all know how I feel about this. I'm not even thinking about a trade like this, right? Unless there's some sort of news out. It is up $4. That's cool. That's cool. But again, I gotta go ahead and throw this on there, and I gotta be clear on exactly where it's going, right? And I'm just gonna throw that on there, down to this order block right here. All right. So we now have let me actually stretch this a little bit. So we have this major downtrend that it's in. I would not mess with it until it's on the other side of it on the daily. All right. It's actually a little bit wider than this because we got this right here. So boom. All right. So right about there is where you want to have it. All right. So right about there is where you want to have it. So it's not outside of this trend line yet. It's still in a very, very bearish trend, APP, right? It's in a very bearish trend. It's under the 200. It's under the 21. It's consolidating. Again, it looks like it's up a few dollars in the pre-market, but that does not mean much to me when I see what the trend is. I'm gonna always respect the trend. All right, the trend is letting me know what's going on. Now, for people that like the front run, cool. If you like to gamble your money, fine. You know what I mean? But for those who want to make money in the market, you got to just wait till it gets over this trend line. Simple. Listen, this type of setup is never going to change, y'all. It's never going to change. A downtrend, we're waiting until it closes above the downtrend. Simple. So that's the story for APP. I don't get excited about a strong move on the day. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure. I don't follow this stock. I'm not sure what's going on with this stock. But just at first glance and looking at it with no news or catalyst or information surrounding that, I see that this is a stock that does a lot of chopping. You know what I'm saying? It does a lot of not a whole bunch of huge moves, a lot of consolidation, multiple levels of consolidation, then move, consolidation even longer, then a move, right? Consolidation here, There's too much consolidation in a period of a year, right? It spends a lot of time chopping. I'm not about to make a move I'm not about to get into something like this until it breaks out and shows me that it wants to come up and fill this fair value gap right here. All right, so that's APP. Real simple. All right, again, y'all, as y'all come in, doop, hit that like button for me one time. You said it's going up, but you're waiting for it. Yeah, it's APP. Again, I don't know much about it, but y'all know me. If it's not breaking that line, I'm not messing with it. And there's countless examples of that, right? Of stocks that we know we're gonna go up, but that timing got to be right, yo. That's the question. When is the most important question to answer in stock trading? All right, it does chop. Used to run 20. It used to run 20 a day. Did it split or something like that, Liz? I hate when a stock be good and because this is the thing. It's like stocks they're not great forever. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about it. And I think we all get to this point where we realize damn, this stock don't do what it used to do. You know what I'm saying? Like Amazon used to be a really good stock. I know a lot of y'all can attest to the fact that Amazon is not the greatest stock anymore. But before, if you was trading before the stock split on Amazon, ooh, buddy. But now, oh no, I do not like. I don't like the way Amazon or Apple moves. I do not like, not from a trading perspective. Investment, cool. You can hold great companies, but from a trading perspective, I do not like how they move. All right, let's see if we can get one more in before we get up out of here, y'all. Again, shout out to everybody that's new. Shout out to all the TPC fam. About to hop over and see y'all in a second. Let's see if we can get one more. Microsoft, there we go. Let's get it. Yeah, this looks very good. Oh yeah, hella good. Yeah, at minimum, we come in to 528 off of this. This is just like Palantir, y'all. For everybody in Prosperity Collective, this is going on the watch list. We're gonna play this today. All right, this and Palantir is gonna give us our bag. All right, I like this. It's a simple, bull flag that we had drawn on it, and it's a break out of it. Right? It's a break out of it. So I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so I'll be watching price action on this. I mean, if it can push above 513, that'd be great. But also the distance to 513, you could catch a bag on a lower time frame on a scalp, and this is also something that's swingable. All right, so yeah, I like this. I'm not mad at this at all. Let me look at it on the weekly. I think the weekly is actually where the bull flag was originally drawn, because that joint look a little weird. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the bull flag was probably originally drawn on here. So yeah, it's out on the weekly, right? It closed above here. You know what I mean? Like that was the pullback. Yeah, we could easily get up into the 520, 530 area. Um, Definitely a solid swing. All right, bullish engulfing. Yeah, no OPEX until what, the 18th you said, Nat. So next week and the week after that is pretty clean. So yeah, we should have some good trading over these next couple of weeks. All right. So yeah, that's Microsoft. Um, Again, if you're in the group, we'll talk about exact levels. But again, for those who are not, again, if you want to swing this, I would just target like 530. That's right where the bearish order block is. All right, I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. I gotta get this watch list together again. It's Friday. You don't have to do anything dumb. All right, we've been calling bangers all week. Most of my bangers came within a 2-day period, right? I didn't take anything Monday, Tuesday. I don't even think I took anything. Yeah, I took something Wednesday. I took OKLO Wednesday. And then yesterday hit Palantir. All right. And then the Palantir swing, that's about to hit even crazier. And it looks like we're gonna be able to catch Microsoft too. So again, if the trade is not there, don't worry about it. It's coming up. Even I don't care if we go a whole week without trading, something is coming up, but we want to be prepared for it. We don't want to be disgusted with the market or pissed off or angry that we made the wrong decision. And I'm going to hold some of y'all to the fire too, right? I'm going to hold some of y'all to the fire. I ain't going to call nobody's name because it's not to anybody specific, but it's just a general thing that I want you to remember. Some of y'all been rocking with us for a minute now. Some of y'all have been in the Prosperity Collective for over a year. Some creeping up on a year. Beautiful thing. I'm going to hold you responsible for acknowledging the mistakes that are still consistent from an earlier time. I want you to look back and see what mistakes you're still making. At some point, you got to look yourself in the mirror and be like, you know what? I should not be doing that anymore. That go to man, woman, child, animal, at some point, everybody has to be like, I have done enough of that to see that this is the result of that. All right. So let's just get crystal clear as we continue to progress in our lives and in our trading journey. Some shit just got to get cut off. All right. If it's not a beautiful trade, we're not taking it. If we're trying to front run, we're not front running. We're waiting for our confirmations, right? We have rules around the amount of losing that we're gonna do in a single trading session. We have rules around the amount of winning that we're gonna do in a trading session, right? We not giving nothing back. We taking everything and we continuing to go higher. That's what a community is about. We can't leave people behind. You see what I'm saying? So if you feel like you're, like still kind of making some of the same mistakes, you got to understand your actions don't just impact you, they impact everybody in the community. So get the help you need, make the adjustments that you need, and let's keep this thing moving. All right. I love y'all, man. I'm gonna see y'all in a little bit. Remember, for everybody that's watching, invest smart so that you can live free. Link is in the bio for anybody that wants to join the TPC. I'm gonna see y'all on Monday. Peace.